Imagine an emperor so delusional, he renamed Rome after himself. So cruel, he executed senators for sport. So mad, he fought as a gladiator in the Colosseum and always won because no one dared to beat the emperor. This is the story of Commodus, the man who didn't just rule Rome, he destroyed it. But here's the question no one asks. Was Commodus born a monster? Or was he made one by the pressures of power, the shadow of his legendary father, and a system that rewarded spectacle over substance? From the murder of his own sister to the greatest public executions in Roman history, from fighting as a gladiator and bankrupting the empire, this is the full, unfiltered story of Commodus, the emperor who turned Rome into his personal blood sport. Welcome back to Unheard History, where we dig up the stories they don't want you to know. Today, we're talking about one of the most controversial, misunderstood, and flat-out terrifying figures in Roman history, Commodus. But this isn't just a story about one man's madness. It's about how absolute power turns governance into performance, how fear replaces debate, and how a once great empire can be reduced to a circus when its leader forgets his duty. Before we begin, a quick warning. This episode covers graphic violence, political purges, and public executions. But we're not here to glorify cruelty. We're here to understand how it happens and why it still matters today. So let's go back to the year 161 AD, when Rome welcomed a new prince with open arms and had no idea what was coming. Commodus was born into greatness. His father, Marcus Aurelius, was one of Rome's most respected emperors, a philosopher king who ruled with wisdom and restraint. Young Commodus was groomed to follow in his footsteps, trained in rhetoric, philosophy, and governance. But there was one fatal flaw. Commodus didn't want to rule. He wanted to perform. From an early age, he was obsessed with gladiatorial games and chariot races. While his father wrote meditations and fought wars on the frontier, young Commodus sneaked off to the Colosseum to watch the blood sport. And when Marcus Aurelius died in 18 AD, the throne passed to a man who saw Rome not as a responsibility, but as a stage. At first, Rome welcomed its new emperor. He was young, handsome, and promised stability after the tumultuous reigns of emperors like Nero and Caligula. But beneath the surface, something was rotten. Commodus had no interest in governing. He wanted applause. At first, Commodus pretended to rule. He maintained his father's wars. He kept the Senate's illusion of power. He even lowered taxes to curry favor. But beneath the surface, something was rotten. He began to isolate himself, surrounding his court with flatterers and executing advisors who dared to criticize him. His first major act of madness? Renaming Rome. Not after a god, not after a hero, but after himself. The city became Colonia Commodiana, and its citizens were forced to worship him as a god. But the real turning point came when he executed his own sister, Lucilla, for plotting against him. This wasn't just a family feud, it was a public statement. Cross Commodus, and you die. As Commodus's paranoia grew, so did the body count. Ancient sources describe a reign of purges and terror, where senators who opposed him were executed without trial. His own chamberlain, Latus, and his lover, Marcia, began to plot his assassination. But not yet. First, Commodus had to destroy Rome. But Commodus's true madness revealed itself in the arena. He didn't just watch gladiatorial games. He fought in them. As a gladiator against professional fighters. And he always won. Because no one dared to defeat the emperor. He renamed himself Hercules Romanus, dressed in lion skins and fought to the death, or so he claimed. In reality, his opponents were paid to lose, and his victories were staged for the crowd's amusement.
The Senate was terrified. Commodus didn't just ignore them, he humiliated them. He forced senators to attend his gladiatorial games, where he would taunt them from the arena. He confiscated their wealth to fund his spectacles, and he executed them on a whim. One senator, Publius Helvius Pertinax, dared to criticize him and was beheaded on the spot. The message was clear: cross Commodus and you die. While Commodus played gladiator, Rome starved. His lavish games and building projects drained the treasury. The economy collapsed. The people revolted. And the Senate, they were too terrified to act until it was almost too late. Commodus didn't just ignore the crisis, he made it worse. He debased the currency, leading to hyperinflation. He seized private property to fund his games, and he executed anyone who complained. By 192 AD, even Commodus's closest allies had had enough. His lover, Marcia, his chamberlain, Latus, and a group of senators plotted his assassination. They poisoned his food, but Commodus vomited it up. So they sent a gladiator, the one man Commodus trusted, to strangle him in his bath. Commodus's death was celebrated. His body was dragged through the streets. His statues were smashed. His name was erased from history. Or so Rome hoped. But his legacy lived on. A warning of what happens when power becomes spectacle, and when an emperor forgets his duty. After his death, the Senate declared damnatio memoria, erasure from history. His statues were destroyed. His name was struck from records. But Commodus's story endured as a cautionary tale of what happens when power goes unchecked. So what do we take from Commodus? That spectacle isn't harmless. It can become a substitute for governance. That fear replaces debate when leaders rule by whim. And that an empire's greatness depends on its leaders remembering their duty, not their ego. Commodus's story isn't just about one man's madness. It's about how power corrupts, how narratives are controlled, and how a once great civilization can be reduced to a circus.
So what do you think? Was Commodus a madman, a victim of his upbringing, or just a product of Rome's decay? Let me know in the comments. And if you want more dark history like this, hit subscribe, because we're just getting started. Next week, we're diving into the tortures of the Colosseum that Rome tried to hide. You won't want to miss it. If you're curious about where this story comes from, we're drawing from ancient historians like Cassius Dio and Herodian, as well as modern scholars like Anthony Burley and Patricia Southern. For a full list of sources and further reading, check the description below.